Welcome to Walking with J.Beau. Hope you are having a fine evening and a fine week. Tomorrow is Friday, or Friday as some people call it. "72 degrees, it's humid. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I'm sure I'll be sweating pretty good by the end of this walk. We got stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of things to talk about. And we will. So tonight, I am carrying the selfie stick, and I also have camera mounted on my chest. It's the shaky camera, but it's a backup. And we're also going to check to see how well it works at night. Haven't used it for a long time at night, as we got the attention of a couple of doggies. And the dogs are just doing their job. So, we have figured out why the camera was turning off and erasing files. So that won't be happening anymore. Which is good. Now this is one of those things in Maine where today was almost 90 degrees. Humidity came in. Tomorrow is going to be humid as well. But you can't really be tricked into putting your AC in the windows yet. And I know you guys down south probably have central air. Very few homes here do, because they have central heating, but air conditioning is needed so little that you don't see it. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around, and the reason why I say that is because people here put window air conditioner units, and some people have windows that it's kind of a hassle to install it. Maybe it's a small window and you get an AC unit that's the right size. You got to take it out when the humidity goes away, which it will day after tomorrow, for a good week or two. I prefer having the window open with fresh air, so I won't be putting it in until I really need it. Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
So it's one of those things, and so we'll see. I'm going to put a window fan in my bedroom when I sleep, and I'll be fine. So we got some stuff going on in politics. Germany came to visit the White House today. A large part of Germany's economy depends on trade with the United States. So that's going to be an easy one for Donald Trump. So that's not the big news today. Normally it would have been. Big news today is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is officially having a feud with Donald Trump. And we suspected this might happen. I had mentioned that back around Christmas time, if you remember. And the H-1B visas that Elon Musk was making a fuss about. So anyway, Elon Musk blew up today, had a hissy fit. He's very upset about the big, beautiful bill adding to our debt, without realizing, and I want to be very clear on this, you need to understand this, it is not a spending bill. It is a budget reconciliation bill that has $2.6 trillion in cuts in it over a period of time. It's a start. It's not enough cuts, I agree, and that's what Elon is upset about. He thinks that DC is playing their shenanigans and they want to go back to business as usual, but that's not what's happening. And after the Paul Ryan fiasco in 2017, screwing Donald Trump, I don't blame people for thinking that. But I will tell you that one bill is not going to be enough to change this overnight and fix everything. And that's the issue. This is a big start, but I urge you to look up Congressional Big Beautiful Bill Act online in PDF and click on the summary tab, and it will tell you everything that this bill does. It removes the government financing transgenderism in schools and other places. It removes, oh geez, where do I start? Electric vehicle mandates. It removes a lot of the wasteful spending for liberal, progressive causes that push all this crap. It fixes the school department. I mean, it's an endless list. I mean, there's a lot of stuff it does. This is everything Trump ran on. Everything is in this bill. It needs to get passed. You know why it needs to get passed? Because if it doesn't, first, before I get into that, the reason why they have budget reconciliation, is because then we only need 50 votes to pass it. You follow? Otherwise, we need 60 votes, which means we need 10 votes from Democrats. We're never going to get that. Nobody is going to vote for anything to give Trump a win, even if it's the best thing since anything that's been invented. That's the truth of it. So, budget reconciliation pays for the current budget, does not increase spending, okay? But it does not reduce the deficit like people want to see. That's the problem. But it cuts government spending, which is a good thing. take out my flashlight. I'm going to switch the camera around. I hear a tree cracking. More than likely it's my deer. Do we have any eyeballs looking back at us today? Do we have any eyeballs in the audience tonight? I hear something. I'm not imagining it. Where are you? Oh, now it's going to be quiet. All right, well, anyway, budget reconciliation requires 50 votes, and you have to remember that the Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes, okay? So we have a slim margin to deal with. We can't screw around with it, or else the bill will fail. Like we saw when John McCain decided to screw Trump instead of putting the country first, and his vote would have ended Obamacare. And at the last minute, he changed his mind. Remember that? All because Trump. So, we want this to pass. So if we do a standalone bill or versions of it, you need 60 votes. And it opens the Democrats up to using their shenanigans and procedural bogging down of bills, okay? Senate games that Schumer likes to play. He's good at it. So, if you broke everything down individually that's in the big beautiful bill, chances are at least a third of it is never going to get passed, which could include fixing our elections nationwide. It could include transing children with government money, and it has a lot of other stuff in it too. AI stuff out of California for big tech. What does that mean? Well, pretty much everything in the United States that has to do with AI comes through San Francisco and California. So all these companies have to go along with California law. So all of this AI would have all of this woke DEI garbage in it, and there's nothing anybody could do about it until this bill gets voted for. So that would mandate across the nation, when you go on the internet and you do a search for something, that you're going to have woke bullshit shoved in your face. And they're indoctrinating people with it. Young people specifically. So to combat that, we have to do this stuff, okay? This has to be done. This bill has to be passed. There's a lot of stuff in it. I strongly urge you to go to your search engine, search for Congressional Bill, the Big Beautiful Bill Act, it's called. It'll come up in a search, official Congress website. And read the summary tab. You don't have to read the whole bill. It's long, it takes a long time. If you want to, that's great. But you can click the summary tab and it just briefly explains what everything is. And you'll see why it needs to be passed. This is everything that Trump ran on and tried to do since 2016 and has had nothing but roadblocks. They tried to lock him up for life. They did all this stuff to him to get to this point right now, where we're on the precipice of having this actually happen. And now we're going to have Elon Musk pull his bullshit at the last minute to try to screw it all up because it doesn't cut enough. This is not good, folks, and I'm really pissed at Elon Musk, and I have to tell you, I am done with Elon Musk forever. I will not forgive him for giving the Democrats a win. I won't. I still think this bill will pass, and if it doesn't, it's going to go into two parts. And once you start letting the Democrats into picking apart piece by piece, you know, that's it. That's the reason why they did one big bill at one time. You don't want to do a part two in January, okay? We've been down this road before, and everything gets jammed up, stopped, stalled. And in the meantime, you got Social Security income not being taxed in this bill, no tax on tips, and you have billions and billions of dollars cut from government spending. But because this doesn't do anything to reduce the deficit, people are upset about it. And this problem was not caused in a day. This problem was caused over decades, okay? You're not going to fix it with one bill, but this is on the right track. This has to happen. So, personally, I think it'll pass. I do. It's going to be close. You might even need J.D. Vance to break a tie. But we'll see what happens. So, I'm fucking pissed at Elon Musk. I really am. You know, and I know what it is. He has Asperger's, and he has autism. And anybody that knows anybody that has a family member that has autism, a lot of times they're very difficult to deal with because when they get mad, they have a full-blown nuclear meltdown because they don't know how to handle all that emotion. And Elon Musk has been very vindictive when he gets mad at people. He did it with Laura Loomer on his platform X. Didn't like what she was saying about him because she was criticizing him, and he made sure she was demonetized so she couldn't earn any money off it. He kicked off journalists who didn't say good things about him, and the backlash was so severe he had to reinstate their accounts because that's not what you should do. It's wrong. Free speech includes stuff you don't want to hear. So Elon Musk is a hypocrite, and you know, and it's really too bad because I really wanted to like the guy, but you know, this is permanent. You know, the Democrats and the media are salivating today. Donald Trump's big beautiful bill that he campaigned on, went through all the lawfare for, now comes down to this. Very irritating, annoying, pisses me off, and I hope it passes. One thing for sure, MAGA voters will always have his back on this. So that's why I think it'll be passed. Remember I told you last week Republicans always find a way to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. Something will happen. And here you have it. Hopefully we'll overcome it. And like I said, you know, if this doesn't pass, parts of it will be broken into their own bills. But then you're opening the doors to more pork to get enough votes to pass it. The only way to get Democrats to pass things, is you have to go to Chuck Schumer and you have to make a deal with him. His deals are going to include a financial bailout for bankrupt California, for one. Pretty big deal, right? And who knows what else he'll demand. And he'll get it. Because that's the only way things are going to get passed. You can do all your pearl clutching and virtue signaling on social media, but at the end of the day, we have two major parties. Whether both of them are corrupt or not doesn't matter at this point. The only way to get things passed is to try to do it in one big bill in a budget reconciliation that only needs 50 votes. I hope I've explained all of this well enough. Anytime you're going to go to Chuck Schumer and make a deal, the Republicans always lose. They cave. Because that leaves the Democrats open to threatening a government shutdown. And the Republicans will be slaves to it. They'll have to. They'll have no leverage. Democrats have done this for decades, for years. That's why we're screwed up like we are. So this bill has to pass. Has to. So anyway, I'm sure we'll be hearing more from President Trump about this. But I am done with Elon. Now, Elon says things like, any Republican that doesn't support this, what he wants to do, and they support this bill, I'm going to make sure I donate money and primary you. Today he's talking about starting a third party. You know, he's dangerous. You know, I was really happy with him. You know, things could have been wonderful. And then he went crazy because he's got mental issues. He's got a mental disorder problem, Asperger's and autism. You know, today he's trying to take credit for Trump's win. No, your money helped. What won it for Trump is when he got shot in the ear. That's when Trump won the election. That's when he won Pennsylvania. And, you know, Elon Musk, and I think he takes all the credit for all this stuff. He helped, but I wouldn't say he was decisive. I think RFK was more helpful than Elon was. If I'm honest about it. So anyway, I got my facts straight. I know exactly what this bill does, what it's intended to do. There's no new spending in it. There's zero new spending in it. Very important to understand that, because the media is trying to frame it like it's a spending bill. You know, this crap really pisses me off. It really does. But you got to stay informed. You know, that's the thing. You need to understand how things work. In a perfect world, I would love to see the deficit cut. I'd love to see that. But it's taken a long time to get where we are. We're not going to fix it overnight. But if you pass this big, beautiful bill, now we don't have to deal with it in January. We got a short time between now and midterms next year. Democrats win the House, this all stops. It all goes away. And that comes fast in Washington, D.C. You have a legislative window 1 year, you have one the next, and that's all you have. So if this bill doesn't pass, it's in trouble. You're going to have to do all those segment things like I was telling you about. And you're going to need 60 votes for most of it. So that's just the reality of it. This needs to be passed. And I think at the end of the day, the senators are going to realize that. And they're going to do their soapboxing right now. But at the end of the day, they'll vote for it because they understand what I just said. The Democrats win the House next year, it's going to be impeachment after impeachment. And you have a lot of senators who just may take that time, say, okay, well, this is my chance to get rid of Trump. You know, they didn't really have Trump's back to begin with, a few of them. And they're just going through the motions because they realize that voters supporting Trump, they'll get backlash for it. But the first opportunity they get to turn on him, they'll take it. So that's why I'm angry with Elon. This pisses me off. Couldn't be the worst timing either, you know? And then you have people on the internet with their conspiracy crap who are annoying me just as much. And I'm talking about MAGA Trump voters, okay? Oh, they planned this. This is a psyop. This is a psyop. Trump and Elon planned this. And what would be the premise for that? And what would be the reason? Well, they're suggesting that, and I can see how that could possibly make sense, but that's not what this is. That because the Democrats have been trying to separate Elon and Trump. They've been trying everything. They've been attacking his dealerships, getting people to key his cars, hurt him financially. So now it looks like Trump and Elon have split. Personally, I hope they patch things up behind the scenes, out of public, and stop this online fighting, childish, petty bullshit. Patch things up behind closed doors. Don't have to tell the whole world you did. And get on with business. So anyway, their thinking is, this was done on purpose, because now you're going to get the Democrats to defend cutting government waste and supporting Elon Musk and Doge. But I really don't see that. I think that's a bunch of bunk, conspiracy theory crap. This isn't 5D chess, okay? This is Elon Musk with Asperger's and autism, and he blew a gasket because he's unstable. You're talking about somebody who liked somebody that was a content creator on X, who was kind of good looking, Ashley St. Clair. Elon Musk actually met her, slept with her, got her pregnant, and and she turned out to try to take advantage of him, and he seemed shocked by it. So he's not exactly solid mentally with relationships with anybody. He's got Asperger's and autism. That's the problem with people like that. And I'm not speaking disparagingly about people like that. I'm just trying to say that that's what we're seeing right now. That's all I'm saying. So that's what we're getting. When they're upset like that, they're impossible to deal with. And I thought this was going to happen sooner. I told you guys about it around Christmas time, like I was talking about earlier, with the H-1B visas for people from India and things like that, where Elon Musk didn't want that. He was ready to denounce the whole Trump thing over it. So this isn't the first time he's done that. And like I said, he's done that other stuff on his platform to other people vindictively, because he gets mad and he lashes out at people when he doesn't get his way. So we're going to see what happens with all of that. Personally, I think things will work out. We're already about a week into June. They want to have this big, beautiful bill passed and signed on his desk by July 4th, where July 4th, I'm sure Trump is going to have a big celebration. It would be nice for July 4th weekend in the news cycle to have this all passed. People have their tax cuts, no tax on Social Security or a tax rebate or whatever they're doing, and no tax on tips. But don't that just burn my ass what Elon did today? Unforgivable. It's unforgivable. I will not forgive him for this, even if he talks to Trump again. That's it. That's a bridge burned with me. What he wants from the big beautiful bill is not going to happen. That's just not how things work in DC. Corruption or no corruption. We're a democratic country. We just can't force things to happen because we want them to. Very stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid Elon. Very disappointing, you know, because I want to like the guy. But I can't do that now. So that's it. I mean, after seeing Elon Musk at the rallies, hopping around on stage, wearing the MAHA, and just not even 2 weeks ago, he's in the Oval Office at a meeting with a hat that says Trump was right about everything. Then to turn around and do this out of the blue, I can see why people think it's a psyop. But it's not a psyop. So anyway, I'm gonna walk. So there's a lot of big, beautiful things in that bill. that we all want passed. Things for the past 10 years, 15 years, we've been wishing would be dealt with. Finding out things today like people in Minnesota, Somalis, where when it was getting cold in Minnesota, they were going back to Somalia on the taxpayers' dime. They were still getting paid SNAP benefits and medical this, and and they have families, so they get a lot of money because they have kids. So they leave the kids here and they're going on vacation in Somalia, and we're paying for it. I mean, that's the kind of crap that's been going on. It needs to stop. Every facet of the government is corrupt like that. Every single facet of it. And I understand, because people have earned the right. The Republicans have earned the right to not be trusted. And so have the Democrats. I like Mike Johnson, but I don't trust him. He could have a false smile like Paul Ryan did. But here's the thing, this big beautiful bill will get voted for in the Senate. If it passes in the Senate, it's got to go back to the House for another congressional vote. So there's another chance for it to die there. So there might be some things that the Senate takes out of it that now the House is going to be upset with. But that's the democratic process. So we'll have to bite our nails through this. We'll just have to do it. Peepers are peeping tonight. You hear them? The frogs are frogging. Now tonight feels like July, and we're going to return back to June after this weekend. We're going to have 70 to 75, very low humidity again. Right now tonight it's humid, as in higher dew points. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I think I got some pollen. Very unusual for something like that to bother me. I'm not usually bothered by that. Bug zappers going crazy. Bug zappers zapping bugs. Kind of a cruel trick. That's a cool, cruel trick to play on bugs, because they can't ignore any light. They have to go buzz it, and then when they buzz it, they get zapped. Whew. I am sweating a lot. We just passed 2.5 miles. So I don't know, man. We're gonna have to deal with Elon. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do, what he has up his sleeve. Personally, I don't know how reliable the sources are, but Laura Ingraham says that she has sources that have told her that Elon is done with Trump and it's irreconcilable. I don't believe that, but that's what she says. So they got along too well for that to be a fluke, I think. And, you know, they might have just had a spat. Kind of like kind of like when you have a fight with your brother or sister or something. You say some really nasty things just to hurt the other person because they did something that hurt you, I guess. You want to hurt them back. And I think that's what Elon was doing with Trump. At this point, I just can't picture them not talking to each other, being upset with each other. I can't picture that. I have to be honest. There's too many similar goals in mind. And if Elon is serious about fixing the government, he's going to have to talk with Trump. He's going to have to. But Trump has canceled SpaceX's contracts and government subsidies. Almost $3 billion Trump just took away from Elon. So this might be permanent. He did it with the stroke of a pen. So Elon's mouth cost him some money. Oop. Driveway sealer marker. We'll go around it. More peepers over here. Very loud. You might see that camera on my chest with the light flashing. That's just the indicator telling me it's recording. So anyway, hope everybody's doing fine. We'll be okay. I think what I'm more upset about is this giving ammunition to Democrats. It really pisses me off that Elon did that. You know, you're in a war. You don't cede any ground to the enemy whatsoever. I would rather fall on my own sword than do that. You know, it's one of those things. If you're in a bomber and you're running out of fuel and you got to complete the mission, and any way for you to bail out of the plane has been taken away, you go down with the plane. That's how I am with this. I'm not going to cede any ground at all to Democrats. They've proven what they truly are. They hate this country. They're communist. or at the very least Marxist. And I will not forgive anybody that seeds ground to them. I just won't do it. And we're going to have to be that way. We're fighting for our nation right now. The Democrats want to destroy it. So with the Democrats, if this doesn't pass, you get more taxes. You'll get a tax increase, and we'll be bailing out California's bankruptcy problems because of Democrats ruining that state. See how this goes? We'll add to our debt and our own bankruptcy problems because we have to bail out California. Quite honestly, we cannot allow that to happen. That bill has to pass. And I think Republicans in the Senate will realize that. They'll probably try to get a couple of changes. Maybe they'll succeed, maybe they won't. But it's going to end up getting passed. So there's that. Change the battery in my chest cam in a minute here. This one's pretty easy to change. Snacking on some naughty trail mix I bought. Dark chocolate. It's peanut butter with dark chocolate. It's got nuts in it and stuff, but this is not low calorie, and it's not something I should be eating too often, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna have some of that after my walk. I figure I just walked over 5 miles. I've earned it. I'm upset over the Elon Trump thing there, and I need some comfort food. So, we just hit 3 miles. Turn the camera around up ahead here. All right, let's turn the camera around. There we go. Get this to close. Have to change the other battery shortly. Actually, I think I'll do that right now. Right over at this bench, where I can see what I'm doing. Got a fair amount on that one. All right, continue our walk. Ooh, I am absolutely soaked with sweat. Soaked. That's good though. It's the whole purpose of it. And it's also the whole purpose of having a nice hot shower when you're all done. So I got to tell you, the other night, I walked in the city the other day. We went to Martin's, that store, and damned if I didn't get a tick on me somehow. Walking on the side of the road, I must have picked it up from some kind of leaf or something I brushed against. Ticks are bad this year. I got more ticks this year than I've had in the last 5 years walking. Crazy. They're out with a vengeance this year. Guy that lives in this house plays piano sometimes when I walk by. He's got a modest SUV outside, but there's been days where he's had his garage door open, and he has 2 Porsches in it. One of them's vintage, so he's obviously associated with Bates College here, who has a lot of money. So there you have it. Must be nice. And that's the power these universities have. This guy probably doesn't believe in anything for this woke ideology crap, but he wants to keep his house on college property that he owns, and so he goes along with woke. Doesn't want to cause any financial problems for himself. Funniest thing I noticed today is you have these content creators on social media who make money on there, and they've been supporting Trump for a long time. Today, though, they're siding with Elon Musk because they're afraid Elon Musk will demonetize them, take their money away. Because Elon Musk has done that to other people who have criticized him. And that just shows you where their loyalties lie, with money instead of principle. Pretty terrible. Not shocking, though. It's the way of the world, isn't it? Better to keep your principles and your moral compass than to give it away for money, because that's called whoring. So what these content creators online do is they whore themselves to make money. And it just vindicates what I was saying about Elon Musk, because the whole purpose of them doing that is because they know Elon Musk is angry and vindictive and will demonetize them for criticizing him. Anyway, we walk on, don't we? Kind of like wearing this chest harness for the second camera, but you're probably not going to see any of the footage from the second camera. I'm just doing a test tonight to see what it looks like. Can't remember if I ever wore it on my chest. I think I had it on my head. I have since found out, since doing that when I wear it in the center of my chest, the center of my chest moves the least when I walk. So it remains somewhat stable, as you have seen in past night walks with the good camera, the GoPro, mounted on my chest. Tonight I'm carrying it on a selfie stick, which has its pluses and minuses. The pluses is the selfie view is very stable and easy to watch. This current view, if I forget what I'm doing while walking, because I'm walking, I'll start swinging my hand, and then the camera, like it is now, starts moving like it is. So I have to concentrate on holding it steady. Unless it's in the daytime, then it doesn't really matter. But we don't have that luxury at night with the stabilizing boost. So we make do with what we have. And there we have it. Having a brisk walk tonight. Got a good pace going. Good to do that for a couple reasons. One, it's a better workout, and number two, it gets the walk over with faster. So I have more of my evening left before getting sleepy and going to bed. I've been up since early this morning. Had a full day, as it were. Tomorrow things will wind down a little bit on Friday, and then it'll be the weekend. Yay for the weekend. Humid nights smell worse. You know, these froggy swamps are walking by. A couple of them, I've actually smelled them. Could smell the sewers more. Everything that has an odor stinks more when it's humid. I don't know why I keep walking so often. There's really not much excitement left to it anymore. It's kind of worn off. And, you know, I've made so many routes and I've walked them all that it's not something interesting to do all the time anymore. Now I'm just doing it for the health benefits. As part of a disciplinary thing to stay healthy. And you know, it's still good to see what's going on in your neighborhood once in a while, I will admit that. But more often than not, things are the same. They don't change much, but Sometimes you do see something different. Business closed, something new being built, water main break, whatever, fire, that sort of thing. So today a homeless guy in Portland, Maine here went crazy, started stabbing people. Media talked about it a little bit, but you know, the homeless are protected class. You have to call them unsheltered, politically correct. Some of that woke bullshit. So, anyway, they released this mugshot, and the guy looks absolutely psychotic. Fiendish grin on his face. Looked like he was having the time of his life. Like he was happy he just got to stab somebody. Crazy. Painted new lines on the road. That's always good. Last year they waited till it was almost fall. So the reason why that matters is we get winter time, they put salt on the roads, and then they plow it, and the plows scrape on the roads when they plow. They scrape the paint off. Not all of it, but you know, we had crappy road lines all summer last year until fall, and they decided to do it. It's like, why the hell did they do it in the fall? So it had to be a budgetary thing. The only thing I can think of. They didn't have the money earlier in the year. Peepers. The peepers are peeping. I'm wearing shorts and I think a mosquito bit me on the back of my leg. It itches. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna get that Zika virus. I'll wake up tomorrow and my head will be the size of a grapefruit. It'll shrink. All humor there. I always tell that joke. You're probably sick of it. Still have the church covered up. Have to wait and see what they did to it when they unveil it. Alright, we've got some trash out up ahead. Which reminds me, I gotta put my trash out. I just hit 4 miles. 4 miles. See if we get any pew-pew jugs. may not get any tonight. Scratch my knee and my leg. I'm sure of it. I got bit by something. Son of a bitch. Dadgum. Is that a milk jug? Yep. We have a milk jug. One pew-pew jug. See that? Alright, got one jug. I'm going to shoot that jug at the range this weekend. We have a recycling trash bin out up ahead. Let's see if we can get another jug or two. I don't have the head cam thing tonight. I have the chest cam though. I can take this chest cam off that I am testing and mount the other one on there if I have to. I need an extra hand to carry jugs. Okay. That was two people racing each other in two slow pickup trucks. Nope, doesn't look like we have anything here. Nope, no milk jugs, nothing like it. Alright. Nothing in it. Hang a left over here. Thirsty again. I purposefully did not load up on liquids before walking, so I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I'm sweating a lot, so next time I think I will have a can of sparkling water before walking, something without caffeine. Or just a glass of cold water. All right. Doesn't look like a good deer night. I think it would be though. It actually needs to be later than now. It's not that late right now. Well, that's unusual. There's an excavating company here. I don't see any of their vehicles outside. I don't see any tractors. I don't see any pickup trucks, dump trucks. Maybe they're over here. I'd be really surprised if they closed. They've been around forever and a week. Yep, I don't see anything. That's wild. Maybe they moved somewhere else. Have to look into that. It's the first time I've ever walked by there and they didn't have bucket loaders and excavators and things like that out there. That's not good. All right, we'll be coming up on 4.5 miles any moment now. Good walk tonight. So easy to walk when it's warm out. I hear noise in the woods. Probably a deer. Oh dear. Better be a deer. You know what really pisses me off about Elon is he's insinuating that the reason why the Epstein files haven't been released is because Trump is in them. That really pissed me off today. Elon has no access to those files. And Elon Musk is a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and he's upset that the Epstein files have not been released yet with the client list. So he's trying to say the reason why it hasn't been released is because Trump's on it. That's what he said. And I need to remind you of some very common sense. The Democrats tried to lock up President Trump for life, did they not? If there were any files that Trump was involved with, banging little kids, the Democrats would have used it by now to end Trump permanently. So they don't exist. So of course, you have Democrats coming out now demanding the Epstein files are released because Elon Musk said that. Elon Musk has no access to those files. He doesn't know what's on them. He's just being vindictive and he's talking shit because he's having a fight on social media. And I think Trump ought to sue him for defamation. That's what I think. Trust me, folks, If Trump was in those files, they would have come out already. It would have ended Trump. Even if there were some Democrats on the list too. They would have sacrificed those to end Trump, okay? We know that's how they operate. So that whole idea is stupid. So that's my assessment of that. And damn Elon Musk for saying that. And the reason why he said that is because that is stuff that the Democrats have been trying to say about Trump for years now. It's conspiracy theory crap. So Elon Musk is playing into that on purpose to cause problems for Trump. Really pisses me off. Elon Musk really went too far, and that's it. I am done with Elon Musk. Done, done, done. Finito. Fini. Tout fini, as they say. So this is this, probably can't see it, but it's a really nice Norwegian maple. Want to know what a Norwegian maple looks like? Look it up. Kind of a white maple. Almost done with the walk. Pretty close. Anyway, well, I'll sign off properly up ahead here. I've got enough battery left. Hope. Looks like it. Well, anyway, my friends, thank you very much for walking with me. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. Say a prayer for Trump and America. And pray for this thing with Elon Musk and Trump to be resolved amicably, behind closed doors, in public, either way, whatever. And we'll see you on the next walk. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. See you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.